Listen, nothing changes until you change. No dream becomes real until you decide, enough waiting, I'm doing it now. Life will not slow down for you, so force yourself to rise before the world forces you to regret. There comes a moment in every person's life when excuses expire, when comfort becomes a cage, when tomorrow becomes the most dangerous word you can ever say. And in that moment you realize one truth: if you don't force yourself to finish, your future will remain unfinished. Greatness is not born from motivation. Greatness is born from discipline. On the days you don't feel like showing up, the days when no one is clapping, the days when your mind whispers, not today, but today is exactly when you must push. You see, the world celebrates your results, not your reasons. It applauds your success, not your struggles. So if you want a life that feels powerful, beautiful, unstoppable, you must train yourself to move even when it's hard, because the truth is simple. You won't always be inspired, but you must always be committed. Force yourself to finish the workout. Force yourself to start the project. Force yourself to study, to show up, to keep going, even when it's not fun, even when nobody sees it, especially when you feel like quitting. Those moments, they shape you, they sculpt you, they build a version of you that even you didn't know existed. Remember, your potential is waiting, but your excuses are standing in the doorway. Choose who wins. Push yourself now so your future self can breathe someday. Finish your battles now so your dreams can finally begin. Force yourself to be done, because the world is waiting for the stronger you. Motivation is temporary. Discipline lasts. You already know this, but let me take you deeper into the real raw truth behind this idea, the truth we often ignore. Motivation is that spark that lights a candle, but discipline is the fire that keeps the whole world warm. Motivation is like buying a gym membership when you feel excited. Discipline is waking up at 5 a.m. on a cold morning and showing up anyway. Motivation feels good, but discipline feels right. Motivation fades, but discipline becomes your identity. Think about how motivation behaves. It shows up when life feels good, when you're inspired, when the music is loud and your dreams feel close. But the moment things get uncomfortable, when you're tired, stressed, disappointed, motivation disappears like a guest who doesn't want to clean up after dinner. That's why motivation never built a legend. Discipline did. Discipline is what makes you do the work even when you don't feel like a hero. Look at any student preparing for an exam. On the first day, they feel pumped, full of energy, ready to conquer every chapter. But after 3 days, the excitement dies, the pressure grows, and motivation begins to fade. That's the moment most people quit. But the student who forces themselves to sit down and study, even with zero excitement, that is the student who ends up topping the class, not because of talent, not because of intelligence, but because of discipline, because they refused to skip when it became boring. Or think of someone trying to lose weight. On day 1, they buy new shoes, new clothes, new bottles, they watch motivational videos, they make promises. On day 5, the same shoes feel heavy, the treadmill feels boring, the body feels tired, and motivation disappears. But the one who shows up anyway, the one who goes for a walk even when it's raining, the one who says, I don't feel like it, but I'm doing it, that's the one who transforms. Because the body changes when the mind commits. Discipline is the invisible force behind every success story you admire. Your favorite actors, athletes, leaders, they all started with motivation but stayed because of discipline. You think an athlete wakes up every day excited to train? No. They wake up because the commitment is stronger than the comfort. They push even when their legs burn, because champions are built in the hours no one applauds. The discipline of showing up daily turns ordinary people into extraordinary ones. Think about your own life too. How many times have you made a promise to yourself and broken it? I'll start tomorrow, I'll wake up early, I'll cut toxic people. But motivation whispers softly and discipline demands loudly. Discipline says do it, no excuses, no delays. Every time you keep your promise to yourself, your self-respect grows. Every time you break it, your confidence shrinks. Your future is shaped by these tiny, invisible moments when no one is watching, when it's just you versus you. Even success in relationships needs discipline. It's easy to be loving when everything is good, when the person is behaving, when life is flowing. But relationships last because of disciplined actions. Choosing patience when you're angry, choosing communication when you're hurt, choosing loyalty when temptations appear. Motivation makes you fall in love. Discipline makes you stay in love. Daily life is full of examples. A writer finishes a book not because they feel inspired every day, but because they sit down and write even when the mind feels empty. A business owner succeeds not because they were motivated every morning, but because they stayed focused, even when sales dropped and people doubted them. A mother raises her children not because she is motivated every moment, but because her discipline to protect, teach, and love them is stronger than her exhaustion. Real greatness comes from doing what is needed, not doing what is easy. Motivation is like the wind. It can push you forward, but it can also disappear without warning. Discipline is like your legs. They carry you even when the wind stops blowing. That's why people who rely only on motivation quit fast. They wait for the perfect mood, the perfect day, the perfect chance. But disciplined people create the chance. They build the day. They don't wait for inspiration. They create momentum by action. There will be days when you feel broken, tired, uninspired. Days when your dreams feel far and your efforts seem invisible. Days when your mind tells you to stop. Those are the days discipline takes over. Discipline says you don't need to be motivated. You just need to move. And that single step, taken consistently, will take you farther than 1,000 motivational speeches. Every time you choose discipline, you rewrite your destiny. Every time you push yourself beyond your comfort, you become someone your past self dreamed of. Motivation gets you started, but discipline gets you crowned. Discipline builds the habits that build your future. Discipline turns your actions into achievements. Discipline is not punishment. Discipline is freedom. The freedom to become who you know you can be. And when people see your success, they'll call you lucky. They'll call you talented. They'll call you blessed. But you will know the truth. You are just disciplined. Done is better than perfect. These 5 words can change your entire life if you truly understand them. Perfection is a beautiful idea, but it's also the biggest trap that stops people from growing, from starting, and from achieving things they are fully capable of. So many dreams never happen, not because people lack talent, but because they are waiting for things to be flawless before they begin. And life doesn't reward those who wait for perfect conditions. It rewards those who move, create, try, and finish even when the work isn't flawless. Perfection is slow poison. It convinces you to delay, to adjust, to redo, to wait. It makes you believe you need the perfect moment, the perfect look, the perfect plan, the perfect feeling. But that moment never comes. The truth is, the ones who succeed are not the ones who get everything right. They are the ones who get things done. Even if the first version is messy, even if it's small, even if it's imperfect, because an imperfect action will always beat a perfect intention. Look at a student preparing for school projects. One child keeps delaying, saying, I'll start when I have the perfect idea, I'll do it later. It has to be perfect. And the deadline arrives. Nothing is ready. Another child starts with whatever idea they have, creates something, improves it slowly, and finishes before time. The first child has a perfect dream in their head. The second child has an actual result in their hands. Life rewards the second child, because done work builds confidence, momentum, and opportunities. Perfect work sitting in your mind brings nothing. Think about fitness. People say, I'll start working out when I get the perfect gym set up. I need perfect energy. I need perfect motivation. Weeks pass, months pass, nothing changes. But someone who walks just 10 minutes daily, even without perfect shoes, perfect mindset, or perfect planning, starts seeing results. Their body shifts, their health improves. Because they moved, they started, they did something. Imperfect action builds real change. Consider a writer. There are thousands of brilliant stories stuck in people's heads because they are waiting to write the perfect opening, the perfect ending, the perfect chapter. But the writers who actually succeed are the ones who put words on paper, knowing the first draft will be messy. They don't wait for perfection. They create progress. They finish. And because they finished, they can improve, edit, and polish. You can't edit a blank page, but you can transform a rough draft into a masterpiece. Done gives you something to grow. Perfect gives you nothing to begin. When people dream of starting a business, the fear of imperfection kills them. They say, I'll open it when everything is perfect, when I have perfect resources, perfect skills, perfect timing. Those who succeed start small. A small stall, a small online page, a small product. Imperfect beginnings lead to extraordinary journeys. The most successful companies today started in garages, bedrooms, and tiny offices, not because the conditions were perfect, but because the founders chose done over perfect. Perfection delays, action delivers. Even in relationships, perfect destroys more than it builds. People wait for the perfect partner, the perfect moment, the perfect way to express themselves. And in waiting, they lose real connections. Someone who shows effort, even imperfectly, builds stronger bonds than someone who waits to act flawlessly. Saying I care imperfectly is better than staying silent perfectly. Showing love imperfectly is better than planning the perfect moment that never happens. Think about household life. A mother teaches her children not because she's perfectly patient, perfectly prepared, or perfectly available, but because she shows up. Even when she's tired, even when she's stressed. A father goes to work not because every day is perfect, but because he decides the responsibility is more important than the conditions. Families do not survive on perfection. They survive on consistency, effort, and things getting done. Imagine learning a new skill. Cooking, painting, speaking a new language. If you waited until you were perfect, you'd never begin. You burn food, you ruin canvases, you mispronounce words. But that's the cost of mastery. Imperfection is the path, not the obstacle. You learn by doing, not by thinking about doing. Every person who is great at something today once looked foolish when they started. They embraced done instead of perfect. Daily life proves this again and again. You don't need the perfect moment to clean your room. You just need to start. You don't need the perfect feeling to make a decision. You just need to choose. You don't need the perfect plan to begin. You need the courage to take step one. Action leads to clarity. Action leads to improvement. Action leads to confidence. Waiting leads only to more waiting. Some people spend their whole lives preparing, planning, and imagining. But they never launch. They never push. They never execute. They stay stuck in the illusion of perfection. Meanwhile, simple doers, people with less talent, less knowledge, less experience, overtake them, achieve more, and grow faster because they simply move. They take imperfect steps again and again until those small steps turn into giant leaps. You might think perfection protects you, but it actually paralyzes you. You're afraid of making mistakes, afraid of judgment, afraid of starting small, but every great achievement in history was once imperfect. Every masterpiece was once a rough draft. Every expert was once a beginner. Every strong person was once unsure. Done means courage. Done means progress. Done means you believed in yourself enough to begin before you felt ready. And that is how transformation happens. One imperfect action at a time. Your future needs you more than your comfort does. These words are a reminder, a warning, and a wake-up call all at once. Comfort feels sweet in the moment, but it silently steals your potential. Comfort keeps you warm today, but leaves your future cold and empty. Comfort gives you temporary peace, but long-term regret. Your future, however, needs the version of you that is willing to be uncomfortable, willing to stretch, willing to grow, even when it hurts, even when it's inconvenient, even when it demands more than you think you can give. Comfort is the soft pillow that convinces you to sleep a little longer when you should be getting up to chase your goals. Comfort whispers, rest, relax, enjoy, but your future is screaming, move, build, become. Comfort is the present you. Your future is the better you. Which one you feed determines who you become. Take the simplest example, waking up early. Comfort pulls you back into bed, tells you the blanket is warm, the world can wait, there is no urgency, but future you, the version of you who wants success, health, opportunities, and confidence, needs you to rise. Because those extra hours in the morning could build your life, shape your skills, strengthen your mind. Comfort steals time, your future demands discipline. Think about a student preparing for a big exam. Comfort tells them, scroll your phone a bit more, watch one more show, study later. But the future they want, the grades they want, the career they dream of, the respect they desire, needs effort now. The student who chooses comfort may enjoy the moment, but they suffer later. The student who chooses effort may struggle now, but they shine later. Your future rewards your sacrifices. Comfort rewards your laziness. Imagine someone trying to build a business. Comfort says relax, don't take risks, stay safe. Comfort says, what if you fail? But the future they desire, the financial freedom, the independence, the success story, it needs courage today. It needs hard work, sleepless nights, uncomfortable conversations, new skills, and taking actions even when fear is loud. Every successful business owner has chosen their future over their comfort. They knew comfort never built an empire. Look at fitness again. Comfort says, skip the gym, order junk food, you deserve rest. But your future, the healthy, strong, confident version of you, needs discipline, needs sweat, needs saying no to temporary pleasures. Comfort will give you a momentary high. Your future gives you lifelong pride. Think about your emotions too. Comfort tells you to avoid hard conversations, avoid facing your own mistakes, avoid setting boundaries with toxic people. Comfort tells you to stay quiet, stay small, stay safe. But your future needs you to grow emotionally, to speak up for yourself, to walk away from what hurts you, to say I matter. Your future needs you to be brave enough to feel uncomfortable. In order to rise above your own fears, your comfort zone is a beautiful place, but nothing grows there. A seed must break the ground before it becomes a tree. A bird must leave the nest before it learns to fly. A person must leave their comfort before they meet their destiny. The world you dream of exists just outside your comfort zone. You will never reach your greatness if you stay where it feels easy. Look at people who transform their lives completely. They are not superhuman. They simply chose discomfort consistently. Someone who loses weight didn't love every workout. They pushed themselves when everything hurt. Someone who built a career didn't enjoy every challenge. They stepped into situations where they felt unprepared. Someone who gained confidence didn't magically become bold. They forced themselves into uncomfortable actions until confidence became natural. Discomfort is not your enemy, it is your training ground. Even in relationships, comfort can destroy your future. Comfort keeps you in situations where you're not respected, not valued, not appreciated because it's easier than leaving. But your future needs you to walk away, needs you to choose peace over familiarity, needs you to choose self-respect over convenience. Comfort will make you stay where you are dying slowly inside. Your future will push you to become someone who refuses to settle. Think about opportunities. Most of the life-changing opportunities you will ever receive will come wrapped in discomfort. A new job that feels intimidating, a move to a new city that feels scary, a chance to speak in public that feels overwhelming. Comfort will tell you to stay where you are, but your future needs you to jump, to try, to trust yourself even when you tremble. Daily life is filled with moments where you must decide who wins, comfort or future. When you choose comfort, you feel good now and miserable later. When you choose your future, you feel challenged now and powerful later. Growth is always uncomfortable, but it is always worth it. Your future self is watching you from a distance. They already know what you're capable of. They already know the life you could be living. They're silently begging you to choose progress over pleasure, purpose over procrastination, discipline over distraction, courage over comfort, because the only thing standing between you and the life you want is the painful choice you've been avoiding. Your comfort zone will keep you alive, but your future will make you come alive. Your comfort zone will keep you safe, but your future will make you strong. Your comfort zone will keep you the same, but your future will make you unforgettable. The world rewards results, not excuses. This is a truth many people don't want to hear, but it is the truth that separates the successful from the stuck. Excuses feel comforting because they protect your ego, they shield you from responsibility, they make failure sound justified. But while excuses may make you feel better for a moment, they take everything away from you in the long run: your progress, your reputation, your opportunities, your confidence, your future. The world will not ask you why you didn't do it. It will only ask if you did it. And that is why results matter more than excuses. You can sit with 1,000 reasons why something didn't happen, but not one of those reasons will create success. You can list all the problems, challenges, obstacles, fears, delays, but none of them will build your dreams. People who win in life are not those who had perfect conditions. They are the ones who acted despite imperfect conditions. They worked through the pain, the doubt, the uncertainty. They understood that the world remembers achievers, not complainers. Think about a student who fails an exam. One student says, "The teacher didn't teach well, the syllabus was too long, I didn't have time." Another student says, "I didn't study enough and I need to change that." The first student gives excuses, the second student produces results. The next time exams come, who do you think shines? The one who took responsibility, because responsibility gives you power. Excuses steal that power and leave you weak. Look at someone trying to build a career. Some people blame the economy, the competition, their family, their circumstances, but others, people in the same world, same economy, same environment, rise to the top. Why? Because they focused on results, they took action, they learned new skills, they showed up early, they stayed late, they didn't wait for the world to change, they changed themselves. The world rewards these people because they deliver, because they solve problems, because they bring value. Excuses never built a paycheck, results do. Think about fitness. A person might say, I don't have time, I'm too tired, the gym is far, healthy food is expensive, but none of those excuses will change their body. Meanwhile, someone with an even busier schedule finds 20 minutes to walk. Someone with less money cooks simple healthy meals. Someone who dislikes the gym works out at home, and they get results. Because results don't require comfort, they require commitment. Results are louder than excuses in every area of life. If you're late to work, the boss doesn't want to hear that traffic was bad, traffic is bad for everyone. If you miss a deadline, people don't want to hear that you were stressed, everyone is stressed. If you fail to show up, the world doesn't pause to comfort you. It simply moves on and gives the opportunity to someone else. The world rewards the people who get things done, no matter the obstacles. Consider a writer who dreams of publishing a book. One person waits for the perfect time, waits for inspiration, waits for clarity, waits for the right environment. Years pass, the book remains unwritten. Another writer writes a little every day, even when tired, even when uninspired, even when the words feel messy. And one day they have a completed book, not because circumstances were easy, but because they refused to make excuses. The world rewards the writer with the finished book, not the one with the unfinished dreams. Look at athletes. Injuries, pain, weather, pressure, exhaustion, these things happen to everyone. But champions push through, not recklessly, but relentlessly. They don't say, it's too cold, I don't feel like training, I'm not in the mood. They show up anyway. They win not because they had no challenges, but because they didn't let challenges control them. Their medals are not rewards for perfection, they are rewards for discipline. Even in relationships, excuses destroy trust. Someone keeps saying, I'll change, I'll try harder, I didn't mean to hurt you, but their actions never follow. The world inside that relationship does not reward their excuses, it withdraws respect. But a person who takes responsibility, who changes, who acts differently, who shows effort, earns trust again. Because actions speak, excuses only echo. People admire stories of struggle, but only when they end in results. No one celebrates a person who struggled and gave up. But when someone struggled and still achieved greatness, the world applauds. Because humans are built to respect results. Think of every inspirational figure in history. They had countless reasons to quit, but they didn't. Their excuses could fill a book, but their results changed the world. That is why they are remembered. In daily life too, you see this everywhere. You can tell your landlord 100 reasons why the rent is L8. He still wants the rent. You can tell your teacher why the assignment isn't done. They still ask for the assignment. You can tell your boss why the project failed. They still needed the project. Life does not slow down for your excuses, it demands your results. Excuses make you feel safe, but they trap you. They keep you from growing. They make you believe that you are powerless. They make problems look bigger and you look smaller. But when you focus on results, everything shifts. You become resourceful. You become creative. You become stronger. You start finding ways instead of reasons. You start moving instead of waiting. You start winning instead of wishing. The world may understand your excuses, but it will reward your results. You grow the most on difficult days. It sounds uncomfortable, maybe even unfair, but it is the rawest truth of life. Growth does not happen when everything is smooth, easy, and predictable. It happens when life tests you, when your heart is heavy, when your plans fall apart, when nothing is going your way, when you feel like breaking down. Those moments feel painful, but they are shaping you in ways comfort never could. Difficulty forces you to stretch, to think, to rise, to rebuild. It forces you to meet the version of yourself you would never discover in easy times. A difficult day is like a gym for your soul. You don't build muscle by lifting feathers, you build it it by lifting something that challenges your strength. Life works the same way. Every hard moment is lifting you, teaching you, pushing you to grow in ways soft days never will. And sometimes the strength you gain in one dark day becomes the reason you shine for years. Think about heartbreak. When someone you trusted lets you down, the pain feels unbearable. You question your worth, your decisions, your future, but slowly, without even realizing it, you begin to grow. You learn to stand alone. You learn to set boundaries. You learn that heartbreak doesn't kill you, it rebuilds you. A woman who has survived heartbreak walks differently. She walks with awareness, self-respect, and a strength that wasn't there before. Her difficult day taught her more than any peaceful day ever could. Look at a student preparing for exams. The easy chapters give confidence, but the hard chapters give growth. The difficult subjects, the ones that make them cry, stress, doubt themselves, are the very ones that sharpen their brain, expand their abilities, and teach them what patience truly means. The day they sit crying over a chapter is the day their mind is expanding. Comfort didn't grow them, struggle did. Think about someone who has lost a job. That day feels like the world has collapsed. Fear, shame, confusion, they all attack at once. But that difficult day can become the turning point of a lifetime. One person may discover a new skill. Another may start a business. Another may find the career they were meant for. Losing a job pushes you into the unknown. But the unknown is where growth hides. That one painful day can transform your entire destiny. Even physical growth proves this truth. When you exercise, your muscles grow not because of comfort, but because of resistance. The moment your body says, I can't do this anymore, is the exact moment your body begins to change. Your muscles tear a little so they can rebuild stronger. Hard days do the same to the soul. They tear you slightly so you can rebuild unbreakable. Think about grief. Losing someone, losing something, losing a part of yourself, it leaves scars. But inside those scars, maturity grows. Wisdom grows, compassion grows. People who have been through grief carry a softness and a strength at the same time. They understand life deeper, they value people more, they grow into wiser versions of themselves, not because of joy, but because of difficulty. Look at money struggles. When you go through days where you don't know how you'll pay bills, what your next step is, how you'll survive, you become resourceful in ways you never imagined. You learn to save, to prioritize, to plan, to hustle, to create. People who have faced financial hardship become disciplined individuals. Their difficult days train them to build stability. Comfort doesn't teach financial wisdom, challenges do. Even in friendships and relationships, difficult days shape you. Arguments teach communication. Betrayal teaches boundaries. Loneliness teaches self-respect. Losing friends teaches the difference between real and fake. A calm day never reveals people's true colors, but hard days peel every layer. Suddenly you see who stays, who leaves, who was real, who was using you. Difficult days cleanse your circle and upgrade your life. Think about people who move to a new city, a new job, a new environment. The first days are full of fear, confusion, and challenges. They feel lost, misunderstood, alone. But those very days teach them independence. They learn to navigate, to survive, to adapt, to communicate. After a few months, they become a different person, stronger, capable, confident. That growth didn't come from comfort, it came from stepping into difficulty. Daily life itself proves this truth. The day you feel tired but still show up, you grow. The day you want to give up but continue, you grow. The day everything goes wrong but you keep moving, you grow. The day you feel broken but refuse to quit, you grow. Every difficult day is secretly training you for the days you prayed for. Life is not punishing you when it gets hard, it is preparing you. It is strengthening your shoulders for bigger responsibilities. It is stretching your heart for deeper love. It is sharpening your mind for bigger opportunities. It is building your character for the future you asked for. Ease makes you comfortable. Difficulty makes you capable. Comfort keeps you the same. Struggle transforms you. When everything feels heavy, when life feels unfair, when you feel like you are being pushed to the edge, it is not your breaking point, it is your making point. You grow the most on difficult days. Consistency is a superpower because it transforms ordinary people into unstoppable forces. It's not the loudest effort that wins. It's the daily, silent, disciplined grind that rewires your destiny. People often wait for motivation, but motivation is unreliable. Consistency is the engine that keeps moving even when your mind tries to quit. Think of every day as a brick. One brick doesn't build a house, but brick after brick, day after day, suddenly you're standing inside something powerful you've built with your own hands. And the truth is, consistency never betrays you. It may feel slow, boring, or invisible at first, but one day it returns to you as mastery, confidence, and success that no one can take away. There's a powerful dialogue. Life keeps whispering, show up today, even if it's ugly, messy, or imperfect. Because showing up imperfectly will always beat showing up never. Look at fitness as an example. People buy gym memberships with fire in their eyes. They go for a week, maybe two, and then they vanish. Not because they were weak, but because they relied on motivation instead of consistency. But the ones who get results aren't the ones who do 100 push-ups once. They're the ones who do 20 every day, even when they feel tired, busy, or unmotivated. Consistency beats intensity every single time. Think about a student preparing for exams. Many students study only when the pressure hits, but the top students, the ones who always perform, don't wait for pressure. They build a habit. They study 1 hour a day every day. That's it. No drama, no noise, no panic attacks before finals. Why? Because consistency made them stronger long before the exam ever arrived. Every small session built a deeper understanding. 1 hour a day seems small, but 1 hour every day for a year, that's 365 hours of mastery. That's how consistency turns into a superpower. Quietly, gradually, and then suddenly, look at someone who wants to start a business. They dream big, but dreams without consistent action become dust. Many start with excitement. Day 1, they plan everything. Day 2, they watch motivational videos. Day 7, they lose fire. But the entrepreneurs who make it, they wake up every day and move one step forward, even when sales are down, even when people laugh, even when results are invisible. They make one call, one email, one idea, one small improvement, and eventually the world calls them lucky, not realizing they were showing up long before anyone was watching. Consistency is the silent hustle behind every loud success. There's a dialogue I love. You don't need to be stronger than everyone. You just need to be more consistent than yesterday. Because consistency grows you even when you don't feel it. It's like watering a plant. You don't see changes every day. Sometimes you think nothing is happening. But underneath the soil, roots are expanding, strengthening, anchoring. Then suddenly one day a leaf appears. That leaf is your breakthrough. But it only happens because you kept watering when nothing seemed to be growing. Think about relationships too. Consistency matters there as well. A relationship doesn't succeed because of one grand gesture. It grows because of daily respect, daily communication, daily effort. A partner who consistently cares, consistently listens, consistently shows up is more valuable than someone who does something huge once in a while. Love grows through consistency, not intensity. Even in your job, consistency is what differentiates you. Not the employee who works like fire one week and disappears the next, but the one who delivers steady performance day after day. Managers notice consistency. Opportunities follow consistency. Confidence is built on consistency. You become someone people can trust, someone people rely on, someone who doesn't crumble under pressure because routine has already trained your mind for resilience. And let's talk about self-improvement. The people who transform themselves aren't the ones who read 10 books in one day. They are the ones who read 10 pages every day, the ones who meditate for 10 minutes daily, the ones who work on their habits little by little. Tiny efforts repeated consistently become massive changes. You don't climb a mountain in one jump. You take one step, then another, then another. Consistency is those steps. And without steps, dreams are just dreams. There's a painful but powerful truth. Your future is shaped by what you do every single day, not what you do once in a while. If you practice a skill every day, even badly, you will eventually become great at it. That's the magic. It doesn't matter how slow you go as long as you do not stop. Consistency builds discipline and discipline builds freedom. Suddenly you look back and realize you've come so far not because you sprinted, but because you kept walking. Think of social media creators. Everyone sees their viral videos, but nobody sees the hundreds of posts that got no likes, no attention, no praise. They kept posting anyway, they kept improving, they kept being consistent. And then one day the world noticed. People say, wow, they blew up overnight. No, they built brick by brick, day after day when nobody cared. That's the superpower consistency gives you, the power to outperform talent, motivation, and even luck. And in your own life, consistency will make you unstoppable. When you decide to show up every day, no matter how you feel, your mind learns discipline, your body learns endurance, and your spirit learns resilience. One day you wake up realizing you've become the person others look up to. Not because you were the best, but because you refused to quit. Because you kept going, because you stayed consistent. So now listen closely, because here is the truth that will change everything for you. Life doesn't wait for the perfect moment, the perfect feeling, or the perfect you. Life rewards those who decide to rise, who decide to act, who decide to be relentless. Every great achievement, every legendary story, every breakthrough you admire was born the moment someone decided, I will not stop, I will not wait, I will be done, I will be consistent, I will grow, I will choose my future over comfort. And that moment is always available to you right now, right here. You have the power to decide, to push, to force yourself into greatness, even when everything in you screams to quit. Remember this, success is not owned, it is leased, and rent is due every day. If you are willing to pay that rent, if you are willing to show up, push past excuses, push past fear, and push past the comfort that wants to hold you back, nothing in this world can stop you. The world will test you, life will challenge you, but each difficulty, each obstacle, each no is just a stepping stone, shaping you, sculpting you, forging a version of yourself stronger than anything you imagined. The greatest victories are always born from the hardest battles. The fire of struggle creates the steel of resilience, and the discipline you cultivate today will become the legacy you live tomorrow. Never forget this, don't pray for an easy life, pray for the strength to endure a hard one. Every struggle, every moment when you feel like quitting is life's way of preparing you for something bigger than you can see. It is shaping your character, sharpening your skills, and unlocking doors you didn't even know existed. Your future is not built on comfort, it is built on courage. Your dreams are not fulfilled by waiting, they are fulfilled by action. Your power is not measured by talent alone, but by the courage to persist when no one is watching. You must understand that results matter more than intentions, and your actions matter more than feelings. Don't wait for opportunity, create it. Don't wait for motivation, build it. Don't wait for perfect conditions, start anyway. Every single step you take toward your goal, no matter how small, is a victory. Every time you choose discipline over laziness, action over excuses, consistency over randomness, you are writing your story of triumph. Those who succeed do not do so because life favored them. They did so because they refused to let life break them. Your journey is yours alone. No one else will walk it for you. No one else will fight your battles, carry your dreams, or build your future. You are the author of your life. Your words, your actions, your courage, they write the story that no one else can tell. The choice is simple. Stay in comfort, stay in fear, stay in excuses, and watch your dreams fade, or rise now, rise strong, rise unstoppable, and force your life to align with your vision. Remember, power is silent, but results are loud. Your greatness is not announced by intention, it is proven by action. The difference between ordinary and extraordinary is just that little extra. Day after day, step after step. Don't underestimate the force within you. You have the strength, the talent, the resilience, and the fire to become the person you've always dreamed of. It all begins with a decision to stop waiting, a decision to push, a decision to be relentless, a decision to rise even when the world doubts you. So stand tall, breathe deeply, and declare it to the universe, I will not quit, I will not settle, I will not wait, I will force myself to be done, I will grow, I will rise, I will conquer. The moment you make that choice, nothing can hold you back. Every step you take from this moment on will shape your destiny. Every challenge will make you stronger. Every struggle will make you wiser. Every consistent effort will bring you closer to the life you were born to live. This is your time, your life, your power, and your future, and it begins now.